Let's make some bubble glaze. Hey everybody. So I have these like cappuccino sets that have the little organic plates and stuff, and I'm trying to figure out how I wanted to glaze them. I know that I wanted it to be some kind of a rustic, not your traditional glaze. I know, me, right? I've been kind of fascinated with the bubble glaze technique. Let's see what happens. So I figured, if I'm going to do that, I might as well invite you guys to come along with me and see how I do it. And hey, it's an experiment and I'm recording it. So if it works, great. If not, you can come along with me and we'll figure out what went wrong. So hopefully, fingers crossed, here we go. Let's go do some bubble glazing. With any project, when you start to glaze, the first thing that you want to do is make sure that you wipe out your bisqueware very well so that you get rid of any kind of dust or, in my case, dog hair. Anything that can mess up the glaze on your pot. You want to make sure that you just kind of wet it down. Not soak it because you don't want the water to get back into it, but just kind of wipe it down so that you get all of the goo and the grime, and if there's any, dust or anything, get rid of that. First step. So I'm trying to decide. I know that I don't want my bubble pattern over the whole plate. I want it just on like a stripe down the middle, and I'm gonna use masking tape to mask off the edges. But I was trying to think with the mug or the cup or whatever you want to call this little cappuccino whatever, I want it to match, but I don't want it to be exactly matchy-matchy. So what I was thinking is I could do, if the bubbles were in the middle of the platter, I could do the bubbles on the outsides and have a line of just white in the middle. So it would be kind of opposite. And then I'll put, I don't know what I'm going to do in the middle. I don't know. I'll figure that out as I go along. You see how well I plan my projects? There you go. ADHD Potter right here, and it drives Bill crazy, but that's okay. I know that there are many of you out there right along with me, so thanks for the support. I gotcha. Okay, I've got my platter taped off. I just used regular masking tape to do this, and I was going to use masking tape on the cup, but I decided I didn't want a line that was the width of the masking tape. I wanted it skinnier, so I decided to use some of this auto detailed tape. And I will link this for you in the description box. It's just from Amazon and it's pretty cheap. The thing is you want to make sure of is that whatever you're using to mask off your piece, you want to make sure that it is pushed down well so that you don't get glaze underneath the tape. So that's important. Just so for this project, I did check out a lot of videos about this. I saw different ratios that were suggested for water to glaze. But everything was different, so I'm just going to kind of eyeball most of it. I am going to kind of sort of go to a 2-to-1 ratio. I'm using Speedball underglazes. I've got an Amethyst and a Royal Blue. These are the two that I'm going to use, not at the same time. I'll do one first and then do the other one on top. I'm going to use as a base, I'm going to use my Royal Blue, and so mix it up, or not mix it up, shake it up. Mine is pretty thick, but let's see. It's not too bad. So I'm going to use 2 tablespoons of glaze to 1 tablespoon of water. And I may regret my choice when I go to use this little bowl. It's what I picked up. It may be too small. I guess we'll find out. So hold on. All right, so I got 1, 2. That's a lot of glaze. How about, let's just use 1, because that looks like a lot of glaze. So I'll put some of that back. So it's 1-ish tablespoon of glaze, and then just my spray bottle water. Some people suggested you use distilled water, and I have distilled water. I'm just too lazy to go downstairs and get it. So that's also me. But here is 1 tablespoon of water. And then the next thing that you need is your dish soap. And I had it. Oh, dish soap from the kitchen. They say Dawn is best. I think this is probably Gain, or I don't know. It could be the Aldi special. I don't know what it is. But just a couple of drops of that. So, bloop. All right. And then mix it up. And the only reason, I will tell you, the only reason that I have a plastic straw is because this is used with glaze and I don't want to use this again. Otherwise, I don't ever use disposable straws because it makes my heart hurt. But today I am. And I'm just mixing this up. Mix, 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 mix. Some people use one of those little tiny milk frothers. You could if you wanted to, but I didn't. I'm already getting some little bubbles in there, so this is kind of cool, kind of fun. And here comes Lucy. If you hear her or see the dog hair fly or the tail, that's Lucy. She loves to eat clay. Okay, so test run. Here we go. Yep, getting some good bubbles. So what I'm going to do now is pause this, get my pieces, and probably move you so you can see a little bit better. Okay, I also learned that if you put a little towel on the edge of the container that you're blowing the bubbles from, sometimes it'll help catch drips. Oh, you have to be kind of coordinated to do this. So we'll see. But all right, here we go. Almost dropped it. That's kind of cool. Yeah, I'm glad I had the rag up here, but yeah, it makes a little bit of a mess, but this is kind of neat. You see all of these bubbles. So now the fun part is we pop the bubbles. Pop, 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 pop. We'll give that a minute to dry, and then I'll pull back the tape and see what we got. Oh, I gotta do the mug, so hold that thought. So the mug may be a little more of a challenge. Yep, it's more of a challenge. Definitely have to have good breath control to do this. It's times like this that I'm glad I'm a trumpet player too. Come on. All right, fine. Just scoop them up and move them on over there if they don't want to move on their own. The handle is giving me a little bit more trouble. Yeah, I'm kind of losing the bubble pattern on here because I'm trying too hard to get it covered. We'll see, but I'm gonna go mix up the purple now and see what happens. Okay, so I've got my purple mixed up, and I'm gonna go, and this is pretty much dry now. So I'm gonna try I'm gonna try and see if I can get this to do what I want it to. But we'll see. All right, I got bubbles going. No, I don't. I mean, I do, but it's not. I don't think I used enough glaze or water. So hang on a second, let me add to that. I added a little more glaze and a little more water, except now I feel like my grandmother telling me how to cook, because when she would bake or when she would cook everything, I'd ask her, well, Mama, what's the measurement? And she said, well, you know, just enough until it looks right. So I know that's not very helpful, but you'll figure it out. This may still not be right, but let's try it and see. I am having difficulty. Somehow I don't think my ratios are exactly right. So maybe, oh wait. See, there's a lot of really cool little bubbles in there, but I don't know how to get them out. So what am I gonna do? I'm gonna add more dishwashing liquid, dish soap. Want more bubbles? Gotta have more soap, right? Don't you love how precise I am? Sometimes that's what pottery's all about, though. You know, you just kind of experiment until it does what you want it to. There is no what it's supposed to, well, unless you're talking about glazes, but I mean, you know, design, it's kind of in whatever you want, right? There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Get down under that handle. Boop. I feel like a kid trying to... Did you see that? Oh, it popped. Okay. Anyway, I guess I'll go back to being whatever. All right, so this is not... It is kind of doing what I want. Well, poopy-doo. But it'll give us a good effect anyway. All right, this is a hot mess. So this is the platter. I think that was a culprit. I think I didn't have enough water in the one that I was trying to do for the mug. So make sure that you do have enough water in here. And you know, there's always the thought of actually testing it before you use it on a piece. I may or may not be guilty. I love science. This is so cool. All right, I think that's enough of that. Just because I want to punish myself, I'm gonna try to do some more on this cup. Don't suck in. That's gonna be a hot mess, but it will match, and I think it should come out looking pretty good. So watch while I get my hair in all of this. I guess I could move that up. That's it. I will add, as soon as we get this in the kiln. Oh, very important. That is underglaze. So the thing that I'm going to do next, once that dries, I'm going to dip it into our dip and clear so that there is a glaze on the outside of it. And then once that goes in the kiln, I'll bring it back out and show you how it worked. I'm going to do a yellow and orange one as well and see how that works too. So I'll see you in a few.